He who finds a wife finds a good... Now, do you think he's talking about if you are a Christian, you go out and marry an unsaved person, or you go marry a Satanist, you go marry a Muslim, but no, you stay within the faith. Solomon's talking to the Israelis. You find a wife, you find a good thing, and you obtain favor. Let's read this. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Here it is. He who finds a wife finds a good... Now, do you think he's talking about if you are a Christian, you go out and marry an unsaved person, or you go marry a Satanist, you go marry a Muslim, but no, you stay within the faith. Solomon's talking to the Israelis. You find a wife, you find a good thing, and you obtain favor. How many want the favor of God? Say, the favor of God is connected to my marriage and my mouth. Don't you forget that. Favor of God connected to my marriage and my mouth. And so God help me with my mouth. Now, let me tell you a little story about how naive and dumb the pastor was in his first 4 months of marriage when we got married and we moved 18 hours away from my in-laws and 21 hours away from my parents. And our first few months went out to Springfield, Missouri. And it's sometimes good to move away from your parents because you can't run back, and so we went there, and we decided together that I was going to get my bachelor's degree, and we were going to get married, and she was going to work full-time, and I would work part-time and get my bachelor's degree. So we moved to Springfield, Missouri, went to Central Bible College. And what you don't know is my wife worked for a boss who was very indecisive. He was on his 4th secretary in 7 years. He was a terrible boss. Nice guy, terrible boss. So one day she come home from work. I don't know what happened to work. How many know someone who's indecisive is going to micromanage everything you do and not let you do your work as an administrative assistant. So she come home and she says, I just got married. I'm going to make a nice meal for my husband, and I'm exhausted. I'm going to make him a nice eclair cake. So we have dinner, and she makes us eclair cake, and this is the first time. My wife loves to try new things. She just loves to try. So, she goes, how's it taste? I said, fine. Fine. You like basketball? See that trash can? Boom! Slam dunk, baby. How's that for fine? And then she ran into the bedroom crying. What did I do? Well, what I did, as I said, Paul, that was stupid. I didn't know one of the first top 10s of a good marriage is you never use the F word, fine, in a marriage. How's my cooking? Fine. How do I look? Fine. Does this make me look a little chubby? No, it looks fine. Never say fine. Got to think of a better word. So I let my wife have a few minutes because she was crying. I didn't know fine could cause such damage. I went into the garbage and salvaged what I could. Found out it was actually better tasting than fine. And then I went into the bedroom, and my wife told me she had a terrible day. She almost quit. Her boss, underdid 2 or 3 things she worked hours on to get done, and I said, I'm sorry. Use my tongue. I'm sorry. I was insensitive. Would you forgive me? And she did.
Thank you for listening to the teaching from the Word of God. My name is Paul Height. I'm the pastor of Evangelical Christian Church, located at 1325 Watertown Ave in Waterbury, Connecticut. We would love to have you join us and worship Jesus Christ this coming Sunday at 10:30. Now may God bless you, and may He continue to cause you to grow in the grace and the knowledge of His Son, Jesus Christ.